Hey everybody, Ron Bielefeld, Whistling Wings Photography. Welcome to another video. Today is going to be the first installment of a new video series I'm going to do called Better Bird Photography, 2 to 10 minute tips and tricks. And I'm going to start out this video series with a group of videos that I'm going to call Better Birds in Flight. So if you're interested in hearing about the first tip I'm going to provide so that hopefully you and me can get better bird in flight images, stay tuned. So, welcome to the first video in my series called Better Birds in Flight. Birds in flight photography, those of us who shoot birds a lot, that's our ultimate goal, right? That's what makes birds different from other animals, is that they can fly. So we want to try to capture them in all their glory flying. And you can see I'm at a real remote area here today. I'm at a local pond, which is about 2 minutes from my house. And the reason I'm here is because I want to talk about the first tip I want to provide when it comes to doing better bird in flight photography, and that's about practice. To get good at most things in life, you have to do it a lot. You have to practice. And that's no different when you're trying to capture birds in flight with long focal lengths, right? We're shooting birds. Generally, that means long focal lengths are involved, which then means very, very narrow fields of view, which when you try to get on a bird in flight can make it very, very difficult to find it in the frame. So how do you get better at that? You practice. And practice and practice. Now I'm feeding a bunch of white ibis here and a couple mallards. The point that I want to make, the first point I want to make about practicing birds in flight is to go to some place like I am now, one of my favorite practice areas, and yes, I still practice, where you have a lot of birds available to you. These birds aren't flying right now, but early in the morning and later in the evenings, they fly around a lot, giving you a lot of targets to practice on in a very short amount of time. Now, I also mentioned that this area is very close to my home. So that's another really important thing about finding a practice area. Find one close to your home or close to your office, your place of work, that you can easily access at the spur of a moment, so you can go out and you can practice a lot. That's the main thing. You have to practice getting birds in the frame, in your viewfinder, a lot with these high focal lengths, like the 600 f4. Put a 2 times teleconverter on here, you got 1200 millimeters, 1.4 times teleconverter, you got 840 millimeters. A lot of these birds aren't real big. It's a very, very narrow field of view to get the best bird images, birds in flight images. You have to be able to get your camera to your eye, get on the bird immediately, not be searching for it. A lot of times, as you know, if you have to try to find it, it's over. The action, the best part of the potential shot that you're trying to make is already over. So you have to be able to get these long focal lengths up, get it up to your eye, find the bird immediately, and start shooting. The only way to do that is to practice. It doesn't matter what species you're trying to photograph when you're practicing. Heck, I'm going to tell you how I practice in just a moment, and it doesn't even a lot of times require taking images. You have to have the opportunities to do this in a relatively short amount of time with a lot of birds around in order to make it, in order for you to progress quickly and get better quickly. How should you practice? How do I practice? I practice like this. So if there's birds flying right now, when I try to get the bird in the frame, and I just try to keep it in the frame. Find the bird, right? Find the bird in the frame. Find the bird in the frame. Find the bird in the frame. I'm not worried, and keep it there. As you pan and move with the bird that's flying, I'm not trying to get focus on the bird necessarily. I'm not taking images. You're not going to go through all these images, thousands of images while you practice. Just practice getting the camera to your eye, getting on the bird, keeping right away, keeping it in the frame. Get it in the frame, get it in the frame, get it in the frame, keep it in the frame, keep it in the frame. Once you're good at doing that, with the focal lengths that you're going to shoot at when you're actually out trying to make images. Don't cheat by shooting 100 millimeters, practicing with 100 millimeters, and then try to go out and shoot 600 or 840 or 1200 millimeters, right? So get them in the frame. Once you get good at getting them in the frame real quickly, then try to get focus on the bird. Get it in the frame, get focus. Get it in the frame, get focus. In the frame, get focus, and hold the focus. Hold the focus. Hold the focus. Once you can do that repeatedly, easily, it'll become easier. It will. Then get it in the frame, get focus, take pictures, keep them in the frame while you're taking pictures. Go through that process. Then in the end, it's get it in the frame, get focus, start taking pictures, and actually actively maybe compose the bird in real time as you're shooting. Get them in the back side of the frame, not in the center. Right now, with the cameras we have, with the eye detect, with tracking, you can move the bird around in the frame and the focus is going to stay on that bird, unlike when we had to use just a single center autofocus point or something like that, that we tried to basically keep in the center of the frame. So with wings up, wings down, when the birds are flying, we're not clipping wings bottom or top, trying to keep them near the center of the frame. Now you can move it around actually in real time and compose your birds in flight a little bit more than you ever used to. But you've got to be able to get on the bird quickly, get focused quickly, stay on the bird accurately, and then you can start going to even composing your birds in flight in real time. So again, these videos are going to be 2 to 10 minutes long, not long videos. So subjects are something that can be covered real quickly. A lot of it's not going to be too much in depth, but of course, you watch the video, you have questions, right down below in the comment section, leave your questions. I'll try to get to them as much as I can, and we can continue the conversation there on practice, which you must practice in order to get good at it. There are a few people out there, I've known a couple, that get good at doing this really, really fast. They're just good. They find it in the frame, keep it in the frame right off the bat. Most people, that's not the way it goes. It wasn't so much the way it went for me. I've been doing this now for many, many years, so it's like second nature, but it all comes with practice. So until next time, be safe. I hope you have great light. I hope you get great images, and I'll see you soon.